Very early morning there, but is the atmosphere starting to build? People starting to arrive yet?
That's right, yes, Stuart. People starting to arrive here. I can tell you, when I got here a few hours ago, I practically had the whole show to myself, but that's going to change. Over 350,000 visitors expected over the course of this week, and they'll be visiting stands from more than 2,000 exhibitors. Now, of course, the two biggest and the two likely to cause the most interest will be Boeing and Airbus, as always. Airbus had a successful maiden flight of its A350 jet on Friday, and they're hoping that they're going to be able to put a dent in the wide-body twin-engine market that Boeing has dominated for so long. More in this report from Catherine Viette.
It's shaping up to be the battle of the jumbo jets as Boeing and Airbus compete for orders at the Paris Air Show. Airbus's newest offering, the A350, took its maiden flight Friday, and the company is hoping its momentum will translate into sales. 613 orders have already been placed for the airliner.
There's a lot of growth potential in the industry, but we have to be innovative at the same time, not always risk the entire job on a new development to keep the up-and-coming competition in check.
For its part, Boeing is hoping to recapture some of the magic after its fleet of Dreamliner jets was grounded. Its innovative lithium-ion battery was the cause, but Boeing promises the problem has been fixed. The Dreamliner has outsold the A350, with sales standing at 833 aircraft for 57 customers. Competition between the rivals is fierce.
There is a market of some 2,000 or 3,000 planes. There is a lot of money and employment at stake. This is an extremely important political, social and economic issue.
The latest models mark a new generation of lightweight jets designed to save fuel and open up new long-distance routes. Boeing will try to up their game in Paris with an expected new model of Dreamliner to be unveiled.
Well, that report from Catherine Viette. And to talk about all of this, I'm joined by Randy Tinseth. Thanks very much for joining us. Now, Randy is the Vice President of Marketing for Boeing Commercial Airplanes. And, well, first of all, I wanted to ask you, Randy, we saw that successful maiden flight from Airbus on Friday. What's your reaction?
Well, bringing a new airplane to the market is always an exciting time, and I'd like to congratulate Airbus on their first A350 flight. I'll tell you, we flew our first 787 in 2009. It was a special time.
Okay. And of course, we're expecting, while they come into the show full of optimism, I suppose, around that, I'm sure Boeing has got some interesting things lined up as well. We've heard there are going to be announcements about your 787, your 777 as well. Can you tell us a bit more?
Well, it's very early, but there's no question we'll have a few announcements this week. When we come to an air show like this, it's about our customers, it's about our suppliers, it's about having the opportunity to demonstrate the capabilities of our aircraft, and we'll be able to fly a 787 later today and throughout the week.
Now, you've got this dominance of this wide-body twin-engine market. How are you going to keep that position, though?
Well, when Airbus came to the market with the A350, they were really challenging our 787 and 777, and frankly, we've done pretty well since they've launched that aircraft, and as we expand our 787 offering, as we look at the new 777X, we think we'll be in a good position as we look towards the future.
Now, with the 787, you've got those planes back up in the air again after that battery problem you had earlier in the year. You've got that solved. But how much of a setback was that for Boeing?
Well, there's no question that it was a challenge. The airplane now has been recertified. The airplane's flying again. And since that time, we've actually delivered 10 787s. So we have 60 787 in the hands of our customers. And for the year, we expect to deliver 60 or more 787s.
Now, you look after marketing for commercial airplanes. That's seen incredible growth, hasn't it, in recent years? But there are questions. I wonder if you can tell me, where is the demand coming from, and is it sustainable?
Well, I think there's no question this is a robust market as we look into the future. Over the next 20 years, the demand for more than 35,000 aircraft. And as we look at all indicators in the market today, we see that supply and demand are in balance. And as we look to go up in rates, we see great potential and opportunity there, and we expect the market to continue to be in balance.
And what are your hopes for this week here at Le Bourget?
Well, you know, 2 years ago, I think this show was about the Neo. Last year, the show was about the Max, and I think this year it's going to be about wide bodies.
Okay, well, Randy Tinseth, Vice President Marketing for Commercial Planes at Boeing, thanks very much for joining us, and back to you in the studio, Stuart.
Matthew, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day there at Le Bourget. Back here in the studio, of course, Matthew will be tomorrow. Quick look at the markets then for you. Asia has made a bit of a mixed start to the week as markets look ahead nervously to Tuesday's Federal Reserve policy meeting. In Tokyo, the Nikkei rallied up over 2% with investors buying up battered exporter stocks. The Hang also up over a percentage point. Meanwhile, Seoul's Kospi and the Shanghai Composite both pretty flat. Of course, markets in Europe opening up here in around about 40 minutes' time. Now, coming up very shortly, we're talking about the evolution of the Superman logo. Web News, though, begins with a story today from Zimbabwe.